Okay, this is Weather Outlook, and this is your update for Friday, July 11th. And before we get started, just if you haven't heard by now, which you probably think most people have with cell phones, the 911 system in Pennsylvania is not working, so you need to call local authorities if you need something until it gets back up again. Um, I don't know what the reasoning is, but it says it's down statewide. So 911 might not be working, but the heat is definitely working. As almost the whole state is in the 80s, and some areas are in the upper 80s in Pennsylvania. If you go into Jersey, they kind of got a flow off the ocean a little bit. Temperatures are a little lower, mid 70s to around 80 in Delaware. Basically, around 80 degrees or a little higher as you go further south. Precipitation this afternoon. Again, we're not going to get these big storms that we've been getting, but there will be chances every day of a thunderstorm. Now, this is going to take you to around 4 o'clock this afternoon, and you can see them slowly, they're breaking out, and they're just popping up all over. But I don't see anything that's going to turn into a deluge of rain. But again, underneath these storms, you could get a little bit heavier rain, but not like we've been getting. There's no lines of storms going or clusters. But this is 7 o'clock, and you can see they're pretty much clearing out, except up this way towards Towanda and Elmira. And then you can see they slowly kind of fall apart. This is around 9 o'clock. There's 10, 11, 12. And except for some showers that are out there, that's about it. And as we get into tomorrow morning, temperatures are basically upper 60s to lower 70s. It still hasn't really cooled off most, at all at night. So it kind of not very comfortable. The dew points in the morning, and you can see all the dew points, which are upper 60s and lower 70s. And a dew point is kind of a way that you could kind of guess where the temperatures are going to be. Your overnight low temperatures will be. And as you can see here, here's 70s over here, 70s out here, higher elevation, 60s. And this is again around 6 o'clock in the morning. And then when you flip back to this map, you can see here's your 60s, there your 70s. It pretty much matches up. So there's your weather lesson for today. Now, Saturday's highs out by Pittsburgh, you get into the 90s. Elsewhere across the state of Pennsylvania, everybody's into the 80s. It's not a super hot day, but still muggy. As you can see down here towards Altoona out this way, there could be a possible thunderstorm. So we click the button, and there you go. You got a little bit of a shower. That's why its temperatures have dropped off. As you go through the afternoon hours, once again, you got the pop-up thunderstorms that could be out there. This is around 7 o'clock, and again, by then they kind of die down, and then you've got a front that's going to try to come across the state early in the morning. Here it is right here around 6 o'clock Sunday morning, but it does not contain uh, any thunderstorms with it, and not too much moisture. But then as we go in the afternoon, we have a cluster up here, and I think this is when you have a better chance of a heavier thunderstorm on Sunday. This is around 4 o'clock. There's 5 o'clock. And if you look up here, you can see like a little purple in the middle. That's pretty heavy. As you can see, it moves across. This is around 7 o'clock in the evening. It's in the center of Pennsylvania. And it starts to move to the east. But as it moves east, it loses its power. Sunday's high. The Poconos, it's a good place to hang out. Temperatures in the 70s, low 70s. Wyoming Valley area, you get to near 80. Out by Pittsburgh again, you're in the upper 80s. And in Philadelphia, you're just around 80. New Jersey, mid 70s. Not a great day to be at the shore. Actually, the whole weekend's not all that hot at the shore. And if you go down to Delaware and you're down there, temperatures are around 80 degrees down there too. I want to show you one thing out ahead of this in the future. Towards the end of July, temperatures will cool off a little bit by looking at these blue colors here, which means they'll be a little bit below normal. Um, some models are showing it to be, I think the other day I mentioned to you, in the 40s up by Bradford and stuff. It's not showing that now. It's showing upper 50s, but towards the end of the month, there's like a vortex of cold air is going to come down, and cooler air comes down. I'm not going to say cold, cooler air comes down, and it may take our temperatures down a little bit. But in the meantime, enjoy them. Temperatures are going to be warm. Always going to have that afternoon chance of a thunder shower, thunderstorm, and it's summer, and it's your typical summer. So enjoy that. And that's kind of what we got going on. All right, I'll update this tomorrow along with all the weather.out-outlook.com stuff. I'll be updated on Saturday. Everybody take care. Be safe. Remember, 911's not working.